Call, I've got some seriously amazing news.
Oh, hey, sis. Geez, how time has flown, huh? How have I been, you ask? Not too bad. What about you?
Yeah, whatever. We don't need to go over the small talk. We're sisters. So, do you want to know what I've got to tell you or not?
All right. What is it you've got to say? It's clearly something quite exciting considering you messaged me out of the blue, all happy-like and stuff.
You won't believe what I'm about to tell you.
Well, what is it?
I'm going to be a journalist for a fashion magazine. Isn't that amazing? I'm so excited.
Oh, wow, that's amazing. Getting a job like that is an incredibly hard thing to do. It looks like your dreams are finally coming true. You've always wanted to do something in the fashion industry, so this must be incredibly exciting for you. How did you get the job?
Well, actually, it's a really funny story. I saw this ad online for the job. It was on one of the fashion magazine websites, but hidden quite well so that only the true fans and people interested in the position will find it and apply for it. You know, someone like me. So I decided to apply for it.
Well, that's great. You know what people say. You'll never get something if you don't go for it with everything you have.
Uh-huh. Aren't I just amazing? Although it wasn't an easy job to apply for. The application form was all complicated and incredibly wordy. And there were a bunch of words that I just didn't understand in there as well. Not to mention that they wanted a bunch of previous work and a huge portfolio and other proof of experience to make sure that whoever they hired was correct for the role. I honestly thought that my mind was going to explode with how much work I had to do to get that application in.
Hang on. But you don't have any experience in writing for a fashion magazine. And you've got no previous work to use at all, let alone a portfolio. How on earth did you even apply to the job?
Oh well, I have my ways.
You mean you lied and cheated and stole someone else's work and passed it off as your own?
You make it sound much less glamorous than when I explain what I did. In fact, you make it sound like I'm some horrible criminal.
Well, if you're stealing someone else's work in order to try and get a job, then yeah, you're not the nicest person around.
What's the big deal? The work passed the check. Shouldn't they just be happy that a high-end fashion magazine liked their work enough to pass it on to the in-person interview stage? It's really a compliment, if anything. They should be grateful that I even bothered to use their work in the first place. Otherwise, they wouldn't have been noticed at all.
But it's not your work. Don't you feel bad about stealing someone else's hard work?
Why should I? If they weren't smart enough to use it themselves, then I think it should be fair game.
How are you planning on doing the job, though, if you don't have the experience of writing for a magazine like that, or working in a very fast-paced industry like that of fashion?
Oh, I'm sure it won't be that hard. I mean, it's just writing my opinion about some clothes. It's really not rocket science.
You sound like you don't really care about the job at all with the way you're talking.
Well, I mean, it's not like I'm the most excited about the job. It is work, after all.
So what are you so excited about?
Duh, can't you guess? The clothes, of course. I'll have so many discounts on all of the top brands. Everyone will be jealous of me because I'll look like $1 million.
Oh, okay then.
I don't think you're fully understanding the kind of clothes I'll be able to buy. Louis Vuitton, Dior, Gucci. It'll all be available to me.
No, yeah, that's great.
Look, just because you would rather dress like a blind 3-year-old in old hand-me-downs and charity rags doesn't mean that the rest of us are wrong for wanting something a bit nicer. We don't all want to look like we don't care about our appearance.
Whoa, what's that supposed to mean? I care about how I look. Just because I don't wear designer brands day in and day out doesn't mean that I'm a slob who doesn't care about her appearance. Also, charity shops can be really good for designer brands. You'd be surprised by what people give away. Old Gucci styles and things like that. They might not be the latest items of clothing, but they're still the same brand, and sometimes the older styles look better than the new ones. They're a bit more classy and have a better fit to them.
Yeah, and Grandma's top is the new couture item of the year. LOL. Face it, you're just not fashion forward. You'd rather wear an old, worn-out pair of jeans with holes in them and an ugly old sweater than a classy, beautiful, and sleek dress or skirt and shirt combo. You're just one of those people who aren't meant to look, well, good.
What? Where is all of this coming from? Why are you being so horrible? It's not like I was dissing your new job opportunity. I was just asking how you would be able to do it properly.
No, you were just trying to put me and my new job down. You seriously just can't stand the fact that I'm doing so much better than you in life. And you're jealous that I'm finally doing something with my life, unlike you.
What's that supposed to mean?
What do you think? All you do all day is laze around mom and dad's house, using up their electricity, eating their food, and using their water. I mean, seriously, when are you going to stop being such a worthless, unemployed loser and actually get a job?
I'm not a loser. I've actually been working really hard on something that I think will lead to even better opportunities for me.
Oh yeah? Your little story project? It's a total waste of time. Everyone knows it. You just sit in your room all day, probably sleeping or playing games, and claiming that you're writing and working on a book or something stupid like that. Even if you manage to finish it, no one will want to read it. I bet it's incredibly boring. And you're trying to do this all because what? You feel bad for getting fired? Get over it already. It's about time that you start getting back out into the world and looking for a proper job, not scribbling in some stupid notebook all day. It's not helping anyone and you're not getting money from it. So just quit already and go work in the grocery shop or something. You need to start earning money if you're going to be any use to anyone. I mean, it's really sad that you're wasting your time on something that will never work out for you, unlike me in my new job.
Which you haven't even got yet. You've only got through to the in-person interview. It's not set in stone that you'll be hired or anything like that.
Well, at least I'm doing new things and enjoying my life. So it's not my fault that you're jealous that I'm finally moving up in the world whilst you're stuck doing absolutely nothing with your life.
Uh-huh. You finished with your lecture yet? I've had to listen to this every day for the past however many months. It's getting kind of old.
Hey, I'm just being honest. If you don't like the truth, then maybe you should do something to change it.
Whatever.
Well, I'm just trying to help. Soon enough, mom and dad are going to get sick and tired of you hanging around, and they're going to kick you out of the house. I'm only trying to make sure that you're ready for that when it happens. After all, no one wants to live with a useless, unemployed loser.
And has mom told you that she feels like this? Or dad?
Well, mom's definitely hinted at it. I wouldn't be surprised if she just came straight out and said it soon and told you to get out of the house.
Uh-huh, sure. How about you just worry about how you're going to fake your way through your interview and stop sprouting lies trying to scare me?
Don't say I didn't warn you.
Hey, Mom.
Polly, is everything okay? You don't usually text me like this.
Well, not really. Are you planning on kicking me out of the house?
Oh, you heard about that? Did Sasha tell you?
What? It's true?
Well, come on, darling. You're 24. It's about time that you move out and get your own place to live. You can't live with your dad and I forever, can you? I mean, surely you want your own space as well, right? You can't be having fun living with your parents when you're a young adult. You probably want your own space to invite friends and whatnot over, and you can't do that here.
See, you're trying to make it sound like you're doing me a favor, but is Sasha being kicked out of the house as well?
Well, no. But she needs to stay in the house for now. She needs a stable place to live while she gets this job of hers.
Of course she gets to stay. And she's going to have my room?
We're going to turn it into a writing room for her. She'll need a little office to work in.
What? You're seriously kicking me out just so you can make my room into an office for Sasha? Do you not see how wrong that is? I mean, I get that she's your favorite, but that's just ridiculous. I have nowhere to go.
I'm sure you'll figure something out. You're a smart girl, after all. But I do think it best if you leave by the end of the month.
What? But that's so soon.
The sooner the better. It'll give you more confidence. Plus, if Sasha gets this job, she'll need an office to work from straight away. So it needs to be set up and ready for her.
But Mom...
Now, no moping. I'll help you look for a new place later. I've got to go and meet your sister for now and discuss this fashion job of hers. Talk to you later.
So, Mom told me that she spoke to you earlier? About the whole moving out thing, I mean. I told you she'd want you gone soon.
She only wants me gone because of you. I bet this was all your idea, wasn't it?
I might have given them a push in the right direction.
The right direction? They're kicking me out and I have nowhere to go.
You'll figure something out. Besides, as the daughter with the brightest prospects, it's a no-brainer that Mom will want to give me as many chances as possible to make it in my chosen career. So just make sure you've moved out by this weekend, okay? I want my office ready for when I get my new job. And my interview is next week, so that doesn't leave much time for my office to get ready.
Whoa, hold up a second. I don't think so.
What?
Well, this is my home too. You can't just kick me out.
Well, Mom's already done that, so you don't really have much to say about what's happening.
Look, I'm not just moving out onto the streets. I'm going to talk to Mom and sort all of this out.
Fine. Don't say I didn't warn you, though.
Holly, I thought we talked about all this. You need to move out.
Mom, what are you on about?
Sasha told me that you're refusing to move out. We talked about this. You need to move out so that we can make your room into an office.
But Mom, if you kick me out, I will literally have nowhere to go.
Look, I'm sorry, but there's just nothing I can do about that. You just need to find somewhere to go.
But Mom...
No. That's my final answer on the matter. I don't want to talk anymore about it.
Fine. Well, you win, Sasha. I hope it was worth it. My room will be clear and empty by tomorrow.
Glad you finally learned your place. Maybe this way you'll be motivated to get up off your butt and actually do some work.
Actually, just to let you know, all this time that you thought that I've been lazing around, scribbling in my notebook, I've actually created a story. I mean, a proper, full-on book. In fact, earlier today I had a meeting with some high-end executives from some pretty big publishing companies, and they're all jumping to publish my book. Some of them have even said that it might be the new Harry Potter. How amazing is that? They've said that I would get quite a large sum of money up front and then royalties when it starts selling. They say it's going to be the next big seller and will make a lot of money.
What?
Oh, and just a heads up, I know that you used my work for your magazine interview. I'm not stupid. It doesn't take a genius to know that I would be your best bet at getting hired. The only problem is, I've added in little nuggets into all of my work, so they'll know that you didn't write the work.
Wait, what are you on about?
Well, because you used to steal my homework and copy it for yourself during high school, I got into the habit of leaving notes in the paragraphs, which clearly don't belong there. They often end with me saying that I was the original writer and that the work you copied was a copy. If you've used one of my pieces, it'll definitely have my own personal watermark.
Oh my god, I can't believe you've done that. But no, for sure. I won't get the job.
Well, maybe you should have actually tried using some of your own work instead of stealing mine. It's too late for you now, but it's a good lesson to learn for the future.
Seriously, Holly? You're just going to ruin my chances of getting a good job and then run away? Nuh-uh. You owe me some of that money from your book. It's the least I deserve after you've messed up my only chance of getting into fashion.
I haven't messed anything up. You're the one who stole work that didn't belong to you. What were you going to do when it came to writing the actual articles? Get someone else to do it for you? There's no way that would have worked.
I'd have figured something out. I could have faked it until I got the hang of things.
No, I really don't think you could have.
Ugh! Just because you've written a book doesn't make you some sort of writing expert. I could have done that just as easily.
If so, then why don't you try writing yourself a book? See how easy it is. Anyway, now that I've actually got quite a bit of money, I can finally buy myself a new place to live. I won't have to put up with you or Mom's favoritism ever again.
Well, at least let me move in with you.
LOL, no way. You can stay at Mom's house. Besides, you finally have my bedroom. Why would you want to leave it behind so suddenly?
Well,
See ya. I quickly moved out of my parents' house and into my very own flat, which I was able to afford thanks to the money I got from my book. It even went on to become the #1 best-selling book of the year. My sister Sasha and my mom and dad weren't as fortunate. Sasha ended up freeloading off of my parents for quite a while until they got fed up and demanded that she either help pay the bills in the house or move out. Because she never finished college or got another writing job, Sasha was forced to get work at a local supermarket, where she made minimum wage. Mom and dad tried to reach out to me, but after how they treated me, I wasn't too keen in talking to them. Sometimes in life, you just have to cut the toxic people out of it in order to grow. And whilst it can be hard sometimes, especially if those people are family, it's always for the better. To have a good life and good mental health, you need to be surrounded by people who support you no matter what.